god, they screen for Vegeta too?
I'm so powerful right now, Sammy. I love this. Here we go.
Man, people just scream for everything. That was a good whip punish. PepperySplash is not only gonna corner carry, but he's gonna do hella damage. Man, Base Vegeta is a really good character, I think. He's not probably as good as I think people expected initially, right? Originally, people were like, this character is just the best. He's replacing every character on every team. I don't think he's that good, but he's pretty good. Yeah, he's dead, I think.
Let me see that guy. He's so pretty. Wasted early on. Green bars all around.
Slay the Spire is so fun. Oh my god. Yeah, Bardock is definitely stronger than Base Vegeta. Well, I mean, Bardock is super, super good, so, you know, that shouldn't be that big of a surprise. Why, man, Hook is really, really, as a player, I think this orb is really, like, it fits his playstyle very well. Because in general, you see the way he plays in the beginning of this. Jump forward, air dash back, very defensive, waiting for his opponent to super dash or do something. Put out the orb, move, like, super carefully behind it, right? Jump up, stagger pressure, stagger until it gets close, then the demon elbow. The orb is very, very good move. The orb is a very, very, very good move. Slay the Spire is a good game. I highly recommend it. Is he gonna do Hellzone after this? No, empty low. That's like Hook's classic sequence. I feel like the first time he knocks anybody down, that's the first thing he always does. Is the whiff empty low. Oh, no block on cross up demon elbow. Yeah, reset him. Super dash in front. Oh no, he missed the extension into Vegeta. This is really good. Yeah, now you gotta guess. Oh, he missed the setup, I think. I think he air dashed a little late and it didn't turn around. Air dash? I think he tried to air dash and he got a ground dash and he missed it. Nice. Defensive Vegeta call. Pretty safe. It's almost never a bad idea to just call Vegeta when he's up and your opponent's near you. Like, it's very rarely a bad decision. Vanish the vanish. I think usually worthwhile to keep positioning to spend that, but not always. Run him to the corner. Orb. I like the Ki Blast to get rid of it. I think he could have run under that, right? Especially because Gotenks is so small. Jumping L. In this gap right here, I think you can 2H for sure. And also maybe run under or reflect. Probably not easy to see in the moment, but, you know, just an important defensive thing to think about. Or Boki. Yeah, Hook staying in the air. Wow, I'm surprised he super dash. I think staying in the air when your opponent does that is a good idea. Yeah, that's about the safest choice you could have made on Oki. Right, jump forward, block, call Vegeta, because this beats a few things, right? If your opponent wakes up with buttons, which they often do when they delay rise, this beats that. It also beats hold vanish, which people will often do and wake up when they have sparking. And then he comes down with a button there. Easy confirm with Piccolo.
The confirm in the air off the Vegeta assist, knockdown again. He's gonna go for the Hellzone grenade mix-up. He wants to get rid of him. No, not a mix-up this time. We're getting that full combo. There's the Reality Stone right here. Sparking is about to
Reality Stone.
There it goes. Oh yeah, Mouth Beam definitely beats
funny.
Reality Stone. I can tell you that. The kid's got a lot to say. Oh, Galaxy Breaker. Yo,
yeah, it reaches up there even when Gotenks is doing it. I don't know if you get more advantage on this. Wow, it looks like you get a shit ton when it hits that high. I don't think I've ever seen it hit this high up in the air. By the time Piccolo's falling, Vegeta's already in the air. It looks like he has more advantage there. I don't think I've seen that hit that high. That was a great. This is what Hook is really good at, I think. He's a very, like, defensive, methodical player. Especially in neutral, a lot of his decisions are like that. And the decision to subscribe to my channel is a very kind one. Thanks very much. Reels in for the Twitch Prime. Jump forward. Block the Ki Blast. Stay blocking behind the orb. Nice and easy. A little micro dash into the jab to confirm. Hook is really good about playing defensively behind that. That's one of the main things that Piccolo has to do, right? I think he's very good for Hook's playstyle. He fits it really well. Greetings from Germany. Oh, what up, man? Germany, damn.
Well, he got counter hit, so he's pressing something. Yes. Like, whatever the case may be, it just wasn't fast enough because, I mean, instant air dash is one of the fastest things you can do in
No, PepperySplash is really good, man. I think a lot of people might not be as familiar. If you're not an anime head, and you don't follow the Canadian scene or you haven't seen him compete before, you might be surprised. I also heard Peppery was playing Venom this weekend. Man, I gotta go back and see if I can see him playing Venom. 2H? Yeah. Because of the side switch, you had extra time to see that there, right? Run under. And then when this happens, if Hook had ended up on the other side and Piccolo came in from over here, this would have been a little harder to react to. But because the side swap happened, he had to go the entire screen. So that's like the easiest 2H of your life, right? You have like a billion frames to do that. Yeah, I think Super Saiyan Vegeta has good ways to cut off the screen that even himself can't deal with that much. Right, base Vegeta I think is not as good at kind of holding that space. Level 1, with the energy. Not quite dead, oh no. That sucks. But it's very hard to win against Piccolo when he has the lead. He has very strong keep out tools, right? The orb, ID back. He has jumping L, air to air, instant air dash back, H. This button is really hard to contest. He has like some of the hardest air normals to air or get in on, right? He has really, really good keep out air normals. And you have couple that with the orb and Vegeta assist, and like winning neutral against this shell right here is very, very hard.
I'm not gonna make you feel better right now. Super dash right into the sword normal, that jump light.
His intention was to start using Venom for certain matchups where he wanted a character with better mobility compared to Johnny, like the Chip matchup. Yeah, I could see that. Johnny has kind of weird mobility, right? He's a bit stiff in some areas. In comparison to other characters, right? Who, like, if you compare him to like Soul, who just like sprints across the screen, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like, well, makes sense to me. Although he can cut off a lot of angles on the screen, sometimes it doesn't matter. I feel that against Chip too. Chip is one of those characters that is just like, no matter who you play, I feel like you always feel slow against him. I can see it. There are matchups like that. When you play a very neutral heavy character, that whiff was messed up. Look at this. IDM, second hit whiff with the jump H, go low. This is a solid mix-up. That's sort of the thing about playing a character like Johnny, right? Although you dominate the ground game, you struggle at like kind of, you know, making that matter. The orb, that's one of the nerf buffs that Piccolo got, right? The orb can now pull you out of the corner, so situations like when he blocks the sparking here, which by the way, he called an assist, and he had the orb, and he still blocked. This is like the safest Oki that Hook can play. I think this is a really good representation of how he thinks as a player, right? Put out the orb, call cell assist, ID forward, block. Right? He has so much coverage, and he still plays it safe. And then instant air dash over. Didn't get the turnaround, but yeah, this orb can pull you out now. And I don't think he expected the orb to pull him out. Otherwise, he could have made that a real cross up there. That can happen sometimes. It's something to think about in the corner with Piccolo. There are setups with it where it's great. Block him down with the cell. Yeah, sparking gone. When level 1 sparking is used without getting a kill or getting a hit at least to build valuable resources, I think probably a waste. It got him out of Oki though, which is nice. You know, it could have given him an opportunity. A little high for me. I don't know how it sounds to you guys. Maybe I should have just turned down the volume overall on the stream, or not for the stream, but on my screen. Man, look at him go. This is a really good assist call. Air dash back, H, super dash in, plus the assist to try to cover him here. He used this opportunity to try air to air, out of the corner, call Vegeta, and Vegeta, he almost gets the pickup off this. He's just stuck in too much block stun from jump heavy from Zamos. He could have double reflected there, but I think he had already committed. Fly level 1, level 3. Yeah. Yeah, and you get a good setup off this. Might force the sparking because of how much recoverable life. Yeah, Piccolo had, I mean, you know, majority of his life is blue life there. So sparking tag, good choice. You gonna spin a bar here?
Yeah, I really wasn't sure if Galaxy or if Gallant Gun was too slow or not. You know, it's a really long super.
That was a good fake. He did air dash H whiff, go to the low. Oh, I think that was a mistake, but it still ended up catching him. He's dead here.
As long as he's still in hit stun, but HookGangGod finds the hit, put him in the corner. Level 1.
Yeah, Illustrate. I just talked about that. Basically, my thought process in all games is I'll try any fighting game when it comes out. If I'm more interested after playing it for a while, I might consider commentating it. But, you know, I want to take it seriously and do a good job. If I commentate any game, right? I don't want to just half-ass it, show up and be like, hey guys, I've always loved Soul Calibur. Try that on my Jin Kazama. And just like, you know. Somebody asked about the fly. Question, is he playing that defensive because he's playing a good player or because that's how he would always play? I think in general, that's Hook's playstyle. I categorize him as a pretty defensive player. I think that's why his Piccolo works so well, is that the character really is like very neutral heavy, right? And he has good mix-ups given the right situation with resources or assists. But to me, that's what makes his play so strong. If you look at when he has the most success, it's when he plays slow. He can really like kind of make the match play to his pace. And then when he gets hits, he turns it into a really good mix-up. Right? So that's kind of the playstyle. Yeah, the Faust is a good comparison, right? I think that Faust is like that too, where most of the match is spent playing relatively defensive, forcing movement from your opponent, right? And just sort of like kind of waiting. And then once you get the opportunity to run your offense, you run your offense. But you don't overcommit, right? Once, like, all right, well, this didn't work out. My offense, yeah, I guess I'll like run out of there and just like play it slow. You know what I mean? See this? See that air dash back? Jump forward, L, assist is coming in, yeah. I think that categorically fits the characters he plays in other games as well too, right? Yeah, he smoked. This is the end of PepperySplash. Nice run from the Canuck. I like PepperySplash, I'm a big fan. There's two, this is a Guilty Gear. I want to see them play Guilty Gear. Yeah, when I think about his playstyle, that's sort of what it's like, right? It's like that sort of defensive, kind of reactive style, just like I'm reacting to the Shadow Assassin subscription. Thanks very much for the 5 months, homie. Just like a really defensive, reactive playstyle in the neutral, keep them out, kind of force the issue. If you get the right item with Faust, right, you get mini Faust, like suddenly you can run offense off of that. If you throw meteors or something, sick, right? Like you're just like, all right, now I can run in and just do whatever I want. That's kind of like what I think about as the character. He's just playing neutral until he has an opportunity to run offense. If the offense works, great. It's just extra damage added on to the damage and chip you get just by keeping someone out. If the mix-up doesn't work, cool, I'll just go back to neutral. I think that fits his playstyle. Like, that's sort of the way he plays in general. And I think that his team really fits that well. I think Piccolo Vegeta as a shell is excellent for him. Because Vegeta and Piccolo individually are like that. And Piccolo with his air-to-air normals and his Vegeta assist is so hard to win neutral against. And I think Vegeta with Piccolo assist is also excellent, right? Vegeta's one of the better zoners in the game and good at cutting off angles that are tough for characters to approach in. You add in the orb for the extra little stability. It's like really, really good. Really, stability and safety when you're moving in, right?